So I've been preparing for a 7+ day fast. I've been staying at my childhood home, my family's house, for the past little over a month. And I'm about to head home for a couple of weeks, and then I'll be coming back here. But point being, I'm about to be traveling, so I have not been preparing very well for this fast. I've been kind of binge eating every day, just like I mean, I'm still eating relatively carnivore. I've eaten a couple of things that have not done good things to me, like a couple keto chocolates that I ate from a craving, whatever. Doesn't treat me well. It always gives me like weird heart palpitations, or excuse me, I just finished lunch, so I'm processing it right now. Weird heart palpitations or severe water retention. A little bit of knee or plantar fasciitis pain. I think those are really like the biggest things that happen to me when I cheat. But anyway, point being, I've been binging the past few days on kind of like an OMAD style cycle. Like I'm eating once a day or maybe twice a day, but I'm like overeating once a day or twice a day, which isn't a great way to prepare for a 7-day plus fast. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm about to be traveling. It's lunchtime on a Friday. I'm planning on fasting through next Friday lunchtime. And so I'm gonna be flying all day tomorrow, flying and traveling all day tomorrow, which I love fasting on travel days because I don't want to have to think about packing snacks or finding food at an airport or whatever. So I'm doing that. Traveling all day tomorrow, and then the following day is Sunday, and I'm gonna be back at home for the first full day that I have been in a month and a half. So I have a lot of work to do. I do attend church, so I'm gonna be doing that and hanging out with my community there, and then I'll be just diving back into normal life and doing a lot of chores. So I thought it was a good week for me to be fasting, specifically because I have a lot to do at home. And I know when I'm fasting, if my time is really full, one, time goes by way faster. Two, I have more time to dedicate to those things because I'm not planning, cooking, grocery shopping. I'm not doing all those things, so that frees up a lot more like daily time for me to focus on tasks at hand. But largely it's just if I am just in my normal daily schedule during a prolonged fast, the boredom hunger is way worse. Like when I'm bored and I get kind of hungry, or out of habit, like, oh, I normally eat 2 or 3 times a day, and during that time I just I get hungry out of habit. And so minimizing those things during this trip, I'm hoping will help a bit. I'm still going to track all my levels and everything, and I'll try to keep that updated in this form. If not, I'll just check in after 7 days and we'll see how it goes. I forgot to mention that I did just have my final meal before my fast. Usually before I do a prolonged fast, I don't like load up. I like what I like doing before a specifically 7 or longer day fast. What I like doing is eating relatively normal. I'm already in ketosis because I'm a carnivore, so I'm already in ketosis. I'm already eating high fat, so that's normal. And then 24 hours before I start the fast, I have one just good normal meal, probably just with beef or butter or whatever. And then 24 hours later, which is when I want to start my real fast, I'll make myself a good, delicious, fatty meal, usually of literally just a steak and a slab of salmon, and with some butter, like high fat, not huge, less than a pound total of meat. You know, I'll probably do like 6 to 8 ounces of each. So up to a pound, and then that's my last meal. I just make it really special for myself or go get it from a restaurant, enjoy it, and then that's when I start fasting. I like starting fasting at lunchtime, mostly because I like ending fasting at lunchtime, and I also like fasting full 24-hour cycles. So if I want to end a fast at lunchtime, I gotta start it fast at lunchtime. So I'll do like a final lunch meal, and then you know, that's that's when I start my fast. But today I didn't do a small simple meal because I'm about to start traveling. I have a lot of food at my parents' house that kind of needs to be eaten. Doesn't need to, it's just an excuse, but I wanted to make myself a special meal. Anyway, I had one merlot steak that I've never had that cut of meat, and I was really excited about it. So that was perfect. I had one big merlot steak. It was actually unbelievably good. It was so good. If you've never had a merlot steak, they're very hard to find because only 2 come off of each cow when they're butchered. So they're pretty hard to find, but because I'm visiting my family in my hometown of Seattle, we have a lot of specialty butchers around, thank goodness. And so I had found this cut of meat at a really cool butcher in Ballard. And so anyway, so I cooked up that, and then I love browned butter and mizithra. Mizithra is specifically cheese, sheep or goat or whatever, something I can have. And then I use goat butter always, and so I have a delicious salted goat butter, and so I brown the butter, put the mizithra in to kind of toast it up, and then that becomes kind of like a side sauce for me on literally everything. And then I had a few pieces of bacon because my mom had cooked it up earlier this morning, and then I had some smoked black cod from another very cool fish market in Ballard. And I had never had it before. I found it at this fish market. It's unbelievably good. It's so good. If you ever have a chance to try smoked black cod, get it and stock up because it is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. When I first tasted it, it's very creamy. It doesn't matter, that's not what this video is about. Smoked black cod, get it if you can. But so I had some leftover smoked black cod. I threw it in my air fryer because I wanted it to be warm, and I wanted the skins of the black cod to crisp up like chips because I eat fish skin. And so I had the giant merlot steak with all the juices and everything. I put a little of the mizithra cheese in the juices and used that as a sauce, and it was delicious. The brown butter and mizithra, a couple extra slices of butter to eat with the merlot steak because merlot steaks have like 0 fat in them. They're from a very overworked muscle in the cow, and so there's no fat on it. So I just put a ton of butter, just fresh cold butter, and it was amazing. Goat butter. And then the fried black cod, and then for quote-unquote dessert I had a few slices of my mom's bacon and a little bit more smoked salmon, not smoked black cod, but smoked salmon I got from my other favorite meat market on Queen Anne. And that is what I'm going to call it at. So I am comfortably full. It was a bigger meal than normal for me on my last meal before fast, but I feel decent. I do feel like I overate a little bit, but I don't feel bad. So I think it's a good place to stop. And yeah, just popped open a little fizzy water, and off we go for the next 7 days.